Welcome back to the Geoff Lems level solving commentary video series. And today we're going to be doing 10 more levels of the taxing rank. First up, taxing 11, Southern Cross. And indeed, there's a shape of a cross in the lower here. Alrighty. So, one climber, one floater, two builders, three bashers, and two diggers. So, send up the first lemming as a climber here. Then dig here, so to make a turnaround point, and then we're going to dig up here and make him a floater. Yeah, this goes past the exit trigger. Okay, yeah, looks like I just come over here. No, yeah, bash down here. Okay, and then we start building so that we get up here. Okay, bash on through, and then finally release the crowd with the basher, and that's it. So yeah, it's just all about noticing where the terrain goes here, and you do that, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Taxing 12, Ice Storm 98. Yeah, maybe it's a real life thing that did occur. Yeah, or some year that ends in 98, but I'm not sure which one. Yeah, not sure if it's 1998, 1898. Yeah, no idea. But yeah, borderless low here, so we're gonna go ahead and bash. Yeah, bash on up here. Then what else do I do? Bash here. Okay, and then dig here. Okay, bash on through, and then make the basher dig. Okay, bash on through, and then dig. Okay, and then bash, and then bash up here, and then yeah, dig here, bash. Oh yeah, I failed to realize there's an entrance here as well. So it looks like it's just digger basher staircases here. Yeah, now we get underneath the water here. Yeah, I was wondering why I was having a lemming going this way when the exit is actually up here. I noticed it pretty late actually. But yeah, I just happened to need to scroll over to the right to see that there's another entrance over here. Or I could just spot it on the minimap. But honestly, I looked at the screen rather than that. Taxing 13, the Fissure. Alrighty, only builders and miners here. Huh, reminds me of a recent load I just made that only has miners and builders. Oh, and it's funny, it's the exact same skill set too. Well, at least in terms of the miners. Yeah, there's only two of them, but I do provide more builders. So, let me go ahead and rewind this a bit. So, build with the second lemming. Yeah, and then that gives, the first lemming almost enough time to close the gap before the next one arrives. So I just have the other one built too. Alright, first one over top, goes on ahead, builds over the gap, of course. Okay, and then finally release the crowd with the miner. Yep, and that's already it. So, managed to spare one of each skill here. Or rather, managed to have one left of each skill. Taxing 14, back cover level. So, yeah, a repeat here. So I believe this is like the first repeat level of the video. First one becomes a climber, and then third one becomes a blocker, and then yeah, the climber also gets a floater. Dig, and then build over the gap. I wonder what the digging is for. Oh, I think it's so we can cross over back to the left later. Okay, and then build to the pillar here. Okay, send up another climber, and then also make him a floater. Okay, dig down here. Yeah, and then bash. Yeah, the other one will arrive and turn around in the basher tunnel. Who will bash to the one-way wall. Yeah, and then dig down. Yeah, that's why. Because of this right here. Because the climber's coming back. Yeah, and then finally just bash with the digger. Yep, and that's already it. Then he'll turn around the blocker. Oh, and already start the nuke here. So yeah, not that much harder than the original. Just made more challenging with a more limited skill set. Taxing 15, Mutiny on the Bounty. I believe that's the title of Oh No More Lemmings level. That would be Wild 11 if I'm not mistaken. Alrighty, gonna go ahead and block. Set up the next lemming as a climber. And then, yeah, he also gets a floater. Okay, and then we start building up with 3 builders. Yes. Turn around, and then mine on through, and then mine through. Okay, bash on through. Oh. Yeah, send up another climber, then another climber, and they will both become floaters. Okay, dig here. Yeah, and that's already all our builders right here. Yes. Yeah, I think I have some. Hold on, turn around. Well, no, didn't quite turn around, but we bashed on through. Yeah, this is where they turn around, I think. Yeah, at least one of them does. Yeah, well, we bash on through. And then seems that we bash through here, or oh yeah, so that the other one can turn around where we need to mine. Okay, mine on through. And then, yeah, looks like I mine here as well. Yeah, so that we can get underneath the steel, and then we mine from the other side. And then we bash on towards the other one. Yep, and then bash on through here to release the crowd. Yeah, and that's almost it. We still need to bash through here as well. Yeah, but I do that with the crowd. Yep, and that's already it. Plenty of leeway there. Yeah, and I start to do a bit early. So, plenty of, I think it was bashers. Yeah, left over here. Taxing 16 timing. Yeah, and only 3 lemmings here. That's something that you don't see very often. Yeah, at least in the lemmings level. Yeah, let alone a custom one. Alrighty, so it looks like we have 4 builders again here. Yeah, at least I'm sure the previous level had 4 builders. Yeah, build over the gap. One slips on by and it becomes a floater. Yeah, here we have plenty of bashers here, and then we keep building across the top. Bash here. Yeah, it looks like it's just catching these guys as climbers at the right time, I think. Okay, bash on through. Yeah, then we just wait for the sinking to happen here. So he becomes a climber, bash on through, and then he becomes a climber now. And now the stage is set to bash on through, and then build to catch the climbers. Like so. And then finally bash on through, and that's it. So, finish with a builder left over here. Taxing 17, Leamington Abbey. Can lose up to 11. Yes. I just realized it's probably because we need to like repeatedly block and stuff. Okay, 9 release rate here and 4 entrances. Yeah, 2 on each side. So yeah, it's just repeatedly building up and then blocking the turn, it appears. So top left entrance can just go to the exit with no problem. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and build with the bottom left. Okay, blocking there. Yeah, that would be blocking it and turning builders or something, but apparently not. Okay, and then we build in the other direction now. Okay, block here, and then yeah, repeatedly zigzag our way up. Okay, now that we can get onto the posts themselves, yeah, then we're going to go ahead and start building up. And then once again, build, block, repeat. Yeah, and then I released a Lemming Star trapped in here with a bomber. That's the only way you can get them out. Okay, and then finally, yeah, build one last time to get to the exit. That's it. Yeah, the remaining lemmings will just work their way down and then bounce off the blockers. Yeah, here the blockers don't quite reach, or this blocker doesn't quite reach the terrain up here, so therefore they are able to slip on by. Taxing 18, tank, and then time limit at 2 minutes here. I think this is just a builders only level. I think there might be a repeat later on as well. No, not quite. We have a blocker and a basher as well. Excuse me. Max out the release rate after 2, 4, 6 feet lemmings. Okay, build here. Yeah, the lead lemming has enough time to lay a brick before the next one arrives. Yeah, just however, we need time. Okay, so this is where we block. Yeah, and then here with that lone lemming, I go ahead and bash the blocker free. And yeah, just in the nick of time here. And that's already it. So, managed it with 13 seconds remaining here. Taxi 19, Desperados. Yes, this would be a repeat as well. And I do believe this involves going over the top, if I remember correctly. Block and then build. Yeah, so he gets lost. Send up a climber. Hit bomb up here. Send up another climber. Yeah, dig here. Okay, build so that we can reach the exit. Okay, dig here. Okay, bomb here. And then, yeah, just set up another climber. Okay, dig here. So that we can drop here to build to get to here. Yeah, like so. And then add a detail here, as you can see. Yeah, we block right above the steel, so that after we explode them, yeah, then we still have a way to get to the right later on. So yeah, this would be like a significantly more difficult challenge than the original, but a pretty nice one. Yeah, I really like the way the solution all comes together when you're able to piece it bit by bit. And then finally, Taxing 20, Just a Minute, Stereo Remix. So, as the title suggests, yeah, you only have a minute here. So, reminiscent of the Just a Minute lows from Lemmings 1 in the Mayhem rank. Yeah, only this one's in the Taxing one. Yeah, and it's a builderless one. Okay, so I go ahead and max out the release rate after 3 lemmings have dropped out. Okay, so mine here and mine here, and then mine here. Yeah, we're just gonna repeatedly mine to make staircases so that we can get up to the one-way poles to bash. Where's the last miner? Right there. Okay, and then dig here. Yeah, with a lemming that's pretty much more or less right above the exit trigger. Yeah, we don't want him slipping by. Okay, and then finally bash through the one-way poles. Yep, and that's already it. So yeah, 6 seconds here. Yeah, it may look pretty scary, but the time limit isn't too bad. Yeah, as long as you max out the release rate at the right time and everything. Alrighty, so that was 10 more levels of the taxing rank, and so next time we will finish up the remainder of the taxing rank by doing the final 10 levels. So with this, hope you enjoyed the Geoff Lems level solving commentary video, and I'll see you all next time.